Well, what you're seeing is what we call the cash flow quadrant. It basically shows how various people generate their income. Um, According to Rich Dad Poor Dad series, by the way, you can download this book and read it in Rich Dad Poor Dad series. Well, these quadrants are going to basically tell us how various people generate their income, and we've divided it into two, like the left hand side and the right hand side. Now I want to briefly go through each quadrant and which type of people and their income in that quadrant. And the first one is the E. The E simply means the employees. You could be a government official working, you could be a civil servant, you could be working for a company. If a person feels fear, then the need for security is often a commonly used phrase for someone who comes predominantly from the E quadrant. Okay? Now, when it comes to money and jobs, there are many people who simply hate the feeling of fear that comes with economic uncertainty. Hence, the desire for the security. The word benefit means people would also like some kind of additional reward that is spelled out. A defined and assured extra compensation, such as health, insurance, or a retirement plan. The key is that they want to feel secure and see it in writing. Uncertainty it doesn't work or make them happy. Certainty does. Their internal workings say, I'll give you this if you promise to give me that in return. They want their fear reduced by the presence of some degree of certainty. So they seek security and strong agreements when it comes to employment. They are accurate when they say, I am not that interested in money. For them, the idea of security is often more important than money. Employees can be CEOs of companies or presidents of companies or janitors, civil servants. Okay, you can name them so long as you have a job and you are paid a salary. You're the person I'm talking about. It is not so much what they do, but the contractual agreement they have with the person or organization that hires them works most for them. Well, that is the E quadrant. Now the next E quadrant I want to talk about is the S quadrant. This is the self-employed. These are people who want to be their own boss or like to do their own thing. Often, when it comes to the subject of money, a hardcore S doesn't like to have his or her income dependent on other people. In other words, if S's work hard, they expect to get paid for their work. S's don't like having the amount of money they earn dictated by someone else or by a group of people who might not work as hard as they do. If they work hard, they expect to be paid well. Conversely, they also understand that if they don't work hard, then they don't deserve to be paid much. When it comes to money, they have fiercely independent souls. Now, somebody is going to ask, what is the difference between the E and the S? Well, what separates them is the emotion on how they approach fear. While the E often responds to fear of not having money by seeking security, the S often responds differently. The people in this quadrant respond to fear not by seeking security, but by taking control of the situation and doing it on their own. That is why I call them uh, uh, the do-it-yourself group. When it comes to fear, the financial risk, they want to take the bull by their horns. They want to do it themselves. Nobody handles it better than they do. In this group, you find well-educated professionals who spend years in school, such as doctors, lawyers, and dentists. Also in the S group are people who took educational paths other than or in addition to traditional school. In this group are direct commission salespeople and real estate agents, like we commonly call them brokers, as well as small business owners like retail shopkeepers, cleaners, restaurateurs, consultants, therapists, travel agents, car mechanics, plumbers, carpenters, preachers, electricians, hairstylists, or the salon attendants. Name them. This group's favorite song would be either Nobody Does It Better or I Did It My Way. Self-employed people are often hardcore perfectionists. They often want to do something exceptionally well. In their mind, they don't think anyone else does it better than they do. So they really don't trust anyone else to do it. In many respects, they are true artists with their own style and methods of doing things. And that is why we hire them. If you hire a brain surgeon, you want that brain surgeon to have had years of training and experience, but most importantly, you want this brain surgeon to be a perfectionist. You understand? The same goes for a dentist, hairstylist, marketing consultant, plumber, electrician, lawyer, or a corporate trainer. You as the client hiring this person want someone who is the best. For people in this group, money isn't the most important thing about their work. Their independence, the freedom to do things their way, and being respected as experts in their field are much more important than mere money. When hiring them, it is best to tell them what you want done and then leave them alone to do it. They don't need a one-on-one supervision. Okay? If you meddle too much, they will simply walk off the job and tell you to hire someone else. Remember, independence trumps money for this group. They often have a hard time hiring other people to do what they do simply because in their mind, nobody else is up to the task. Also, if this group trains someone to do what they do, that newly trained person often ends up leaving to do their own thing. They go away and begin their own thing. That's why you can have a tailor training some other people, but at the end of it all, they will choose to go and do it somewhere else or begin their own workshop. And that is the S group. Money is not what they think about. They want to control it. So many S types are hesitant to hire and train other people because once trained, they often end up as their competitors. This in turn keeps the S types working harder at doing things on their own. And that is the S. So the third quadrant is talking about the B, and this is the business owner. This group of people could almost be the opposite of the S. Those who are true bees like to surround themselves with the smart people from all four categories E, S, B, and I. Unlike the S, who doesn't like to delegate work because no one can do it better, the B likes to delegate. The true motto of B is, why do it yourself when you can hire someone to do it for you and they can do it better? That is their motto. They can't suffer with work when there are people there who can do the work better than they do. So, what is the difference between an S type of business and a B type of business? Well, those who are true Bs can leave their business for a year or more and return to find their business more profitable and running better than they left it. In a true S type of business, if the S left for a year or more, chances are there would be no business left to return to. So, what causes the difference? Saying it simply, an S owns a job, or B owns a system, and then he hires competent people to operate the system. Oh, I must repeat that. S owns a job, a B owns a system, and then he hires competent people to operate the system. Or put another way, in many cases, the S is the system. That is why they can't leave. For example, let's take a look at a typical dentist. A dentist spends years in school learning to become a self-contained system. You, the client, get a toothache, you go see your dentist, he fixes your tooth, you pay and go home. You are happy and you tell all your friends about your great dentist. In most cases, the dentist can do the entire job by himself. The problem is that if the dentist goes on vacation, so does his income. I mean, he cannot earn when he's on a vacation. You got rest, the business also rests. B business owners can go on vacation forever because they own a system, not a job. If the B is on vacation, the money still comes in. So, to be successful as a B requires 1, ownership or control of systems, and 2, the ability to lead people. If you lack those 2, you are not in a B quadrant. For S's to evolve into Bs, if you are an S and you want to become a B, or you are a self-employed, you want to become a business owner, you need to convert what you are and what you know into a system. And many aren't able to do that, or they are often too attached to the system to let it go and other people in. That is what we call the pure B. The I quadrant, and that is the investor. Investors make money with money. They don't have to work because their money is working for them. The I quadrant is the playground of the rich. Regardless of which quadrant people make their money in, if they hope someday to be rich, they ultimately must come to the I quadrant. It is in the I quadrant that money becomes converted to wealth. Recently, I had MTN Uganda advertising shares. I don't know how many you bought, you who is listening, but that is one way of entering into investment. I mean, you're slowly becoming an investor. I think I'll drop one more video about the detailed report about investment. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more episodes. Thank you. Well, what you're seeing is what we call the cash flow quadrant. It basically shows how various people generate their income.